be the second lecture for one of Matra's Super Plus program online classroom. My name is Yash and I'm your Matra mentor for today. I hope you've managed to put aside some time from the course on the website since our last lecture. Today we have some more videos, some practice session, and we will do an exercise to get you ready for your reading assignment, which you must have already received on the website. We will work on it together so that you can submit it with your best effort. For those who are having trouble with registration on the website, don't worry. You can register on the next in the next few days and submit your assignment on the website then. Since there's been a heavy load on the website, some of you might still be waiting to complete it, but please don't worry, you'll receive it. Adarsh, I think you're complimenting me. Thank you. A quick recap of guidelines. Now, you'll all know how these sessions work. We have to make it as quick and easy and as effective as possible. First and foremost, keep your mic and mute video off. Mic on mute, keep a notebook and pen handy. Do not use the raise hand feature because I will not be able to respond. There are 82 of you in this session, and to keep track of the raise hand feature from Google, it's technically not possible for me. Also, you know what happens when you lose connection or get disconnected. Click on the same link and you can come back in. Next, use headphones. पूरे गांव को नहीं सुनाना है मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, सिर्फ आपके लिए है. So please use headphones. You'll be able to hear more clearly and you'll be able to understand what's going on. And to see the lecture presentation on full screen, you need to pin me as the speaker. To do that, all that you have to do is look for the last icon in the participant list. Look for Matra Super Plus icon with the name Matra YL. That's Matra YL. Tap on the three dots next to it to get the pin icon, and that should pin me as the speaker on your screen. You'll be able to watch the videos and participate in the activities much better this way. And for those of you all who are not familiar with this, I think this is a great way for you all to great thing for you all to do in other online sessions as well, especially with COVID, with all the online classrooms you're attending. Now, to answer Surya Ranjan's question, your attendance will be taken for today's online classroom, session 1B, when you submit the practice MCQ. If you do not submit it, you will be marked absent. You do submit it and put in the wrong information, you'll be marked absent. So please make sure that you're present, you submit this and put in all the correct details. Also, you need to submit it by the end of this lecture, because if the link will close, so you all will no longer have access to it. So you'll need to make sure that you all are submitting it before the end of today's lecture. And I'll give you the classroom code at the time of the practice. And most importantly, listen, participate, and enjoy, because that is what we're here to do. And we can begin today's session on that note. We'll be beginning or be watching a couple of videos together, a few videos together. These are videos from week 1 of the course. Some of you might have already watched them, but like we say, practice will make you perfect. The more you watch, learn, correct your mistakes, and practice, the easier this is going to be. Now, you would have noticed on the website there are 2 types of videos. Matra lecture videos, which explain the concepts of the language and are slightly longer than the Matra Power Minute videos, which are short and only deal with specific issues. The first video that we'll be watching together is something we all know and are familiar with, SMS language. Again, all 82 of you here, I'm sure when you're WhatsApping each other, messaging each other, you're using SMS language, and either we use it or we don't. Like, that's the kind of people we are. There are some people who all use it, and there are some people who don't use it at all. WhatsApp, social media, even business letters have started to reflect this. So let's watch this and then we'll talk more about it.
Employers find a direct connection between SMS short forms and poor language skills. This creates a negative first impression of the person who writes this way. It not only shows that language skills are lacking, but also suggests that this person is not serious about anything that is of importance. The reader is not impressed. In this age of smartphones, please use technology available to you on your fingertips to write full words and sentences. So, do learn the language using technology to make that right first impression with your words. Learning is more fun when you post on Matra's discussion boards. Download Matra's printable handout for more detailed tips.
So we saw different short forms which are commonly used for full words or sentences. All you have to do is use spell check. Exactly, Ankur. Ankur is saying exactly that. Use Google Translate, use technology. Your phones have it inbuilt. You might as well use the technology that is available to you, and that makes things easier for you. You might think that it's okay to use SMS language, but it becomes a habit. And this is natural human behavior. And sometimes you will use it even realizing because it comes so naturally to you as a habit. And remember that this might lead to a missed opportunity because, like we keep saying it all the time, language creates a first impression. Use spell check, use autocorrect, get those spellings right. Let's see some of the most common things you all write in SMS language. Think of SMS language words that you use very often and put them in the chat box and let's discuss them. बच्चों, आपको SMS language के short form chat box में डालने हैं. I like how you'll just fall asleep or just disappear midway. Exactly, Millie. BTW, which is by the way, you're supposed to add some things into the chat box. Message, ASAP, what, because, between. Thankfully, I can understand these because I am not too old, but half of it I don't get. So, as you can see, you'll have a very long list, and this is like half of them I'm not even sure of what they are. Okay, let's take a couple now. People write U, the letter U, for YOU, right? That's common. But why is it so hard? Exactly, Prince, Ankur, all of you are writing U. But why is it so hard to just write YO? Oh, SS is screenshot. Oh, I did not know that. Thanks, Amrit. Things I learn. So that's what we learn commonly. But how difficult is it to write YOU? Why not just practice avoiding it and writing the full word? Some of you all have written you are exactly the same. YOUR, good night. GDNYT, which Ambika has put in. Like, just write the full words. It's so much easier for everyone to understand. Like, these are some very interesting ones, right? Now, how about the spelling of awesome? How do you all write awesome? Put it in the chat box. I want to see what you all write. Right, OSM. Like, the way all of this comes across. Now, imagine while you all are writing a business letter or you all are writing a formal email to a client, and just because of force of habit where you all are used to writing this way, suddenly you started writing like this. It's going to create such a bad impression, right? Just write the full word, AWESOME. It's not that hard. Most of the times with predictive text, as you're typing it, it gets recommended to you. Even the word great, GR in the number 8. Use predictive text, use technology to your advantage. You'll have got a whole long list. Rohit, yeah, as soon as possible. Now, I understand most of you will be like, oh, but this is so old-fashioned and XYZ. There's a reason we're telling you all to do this is because habits, if broken early, become a good thing. If you all stop using these short forms, later on in the professional world, it becomes easier for you to write and express yourselves. Now look at the conversation between these two people, a person on the left and a person on the right. Okay, so I'm going to try to read this because I'm not very good at this. Okay, the person is saying, I thank you will reach, no, I think you will reach before time, so don't worry. To which the opposite person says, thank you, not so worried now, see you soon. The movie was awesome. Yes. I have no idea what that word is. We didn't get late. I'm assuming that's glad. Oh, thanks, Ankit. Yeah, it's glad. Glad we didn't get late. Okay, so now you can see, now I'm not someone who writes in SMS language, which is why I have huge difficulty reading this. Now imagine sending your emails or messages to people of different age groups, and it doesn't make sense, right? So it's better if you all write it correctly, write it fully. Let's, even in this one, just take a look at these two, right? I got confused between think and thank. The short form that has been created, THK, is exactly the same. But the only reason I know is I think you will reach and thank you is because of the context. A person should not have to rely on context to understand what the person is trying to say, right? In this conversation, it's very, very confusing and it is best avoided. So remember, you should avoid using this. Begin today, make correct spellings a habit right away. Now, moving on to the next topic. Now, this video is on two very commonly mispronounced words, carrier and career. So let's watch this.
Speaking English correctly will help me in my career. What are your career plans? Career. It is one of the most mispronounced words. You will often hear, speaking English correctly will help me in my career. What are your career plans? A truck or tempo is a carrier. That's the reason you will see public carrier written on trucks. A career, on the other hand, is what you are setting out to create for yourself in the future. After your education, internship, and training, as you work in a field of your choice, you build your career. So let's say those sentences again using the correct word. Speaking English correctly will help me in my career. What are your career plans? Note the difference between career and carrier and use them correctly. I can assure you that it will help in your career. Can you list any other common mistakes you have heard? Post on Matra's discussion boards and see how learning can be fun. Spare a few minutes on the Matra MCQ practice bank and get better at this.
Similarly, there are these three words: accept, expect, expect. Let's watch a video for more explanation on these words.
These three words have completely different meanings but are very often used incorrectly because they can be quite confusing. The confusion is because the pronunciation is similar and the spellings have quite a bit in common with each other. Accept, accept, expect. Accept means to take or receive something. We accept the offer of admission to the college. Shaila accepted the gift graciously. Accept means to not include or leave out. We are supposed to fill up the full form except the section for official use. I work every day except Sunday. Expect means to hope or believe something will happen. She expects very high marks because she worked very hard. A quick trick is to put the stress in the first part of the word and then say the second part. Accept, accept, expect. This will make your pronunciation correct, and associate the correct meaning as you write or say the word. Too much practice is never too much. You will only get better. Don't forget to check out the game on Matra's discussion boards. Practice what you have learned with Matra MCQ practice banks. Download Matra's printable handout for more practice.
Right, let's pronounce these words together. Keep your mics off and say the words aloud. Accept. Repeat after me. Accept. Once more. Accept. The next one is accept. Say it together. Accept. Now the next one. Expect. Say it with me. Expect. Let's do it one more time. Expect. I hope you'll have understood how the pronunciation works. Accept. Think of the first two letters. Accept. Next one. Accept. Accept. The last one. Expect. Right? So that's good practice of pronouncing these similar sounding words. Now, pronunciation is a big part of all languages. If we write Abhinandan, we will say Abhinandan. But what about this word? Put it in the chat box. How do we say this? बच्चों वापस हो गए. It's bahut. When we write it in Hindi, we write it as bahut. However, when we say it, we say bahut. Like बहुत प्यार करते हैं मुझे सनम और मुझे बहुत भूख लगी है. We don't say मुझे बहुत भूख लगी है, right? But words like these are very common in our language. In Indian languages, we read what we write. Abhinandan. And if there is a difference in pronunciation, it is more because of speed or accent, like the word bahut. In English, pronunciation have zero rules. For example, if we write hydrogen, right? This is the word. This is how we spell hydrogen with HY. However, when we write oxygen, the Y is pronounced as oxy, not oxy. It's high I versus oxygen is oxy, right? Both of them have a Y, but there is no standardization as to how the pronunciation goes. And which is why English pronunciation needs another kind of practice altogether. Let's practice pronunciation of some more words here. Now, there are many videos on pronunciation on the website course. In week 1, Matra Power Minutes video number 9 is a very important video on the most commonly made mistakes when we speak in English. This is a screenshot of some of the words in this particular video. Your reading assignment on the website has two parts. In part 1, There are 5 words from this video for your pronunciation practice. Any 5 words might come for the assignment. Form that list. We'll be practicing some words from this video today so that you are more confident about submitting your assignment. Let's do the first one. How do you usually pronounce this word? I don't know if you can type in Hindi or something, just because most people, so Ankit says B-O-L, bowl, which is actually quite right. Saurabh said B-O-U-L, bowl. So that's the thing. It's not bowl. It's not like a bowel. Ambika, bowel is what is at the end of your intestine. So it's definitely not that. The correct way of pronouncing this is bowl, B-O-W-L. Now the easiest way to remember this is cricket mein, how do you bowl? You do batting and bowling, right? You don't do bowling. You do bowling. So the easiest way to remember this is bowl. There's nothing to be sorry. We're all here to learn. We're all here to fix these small things so that we become more confident and more like used to, in the habit of using the words correctly, right? So the first one is bowl. A good example of this is a bowl of fruits. Next one. What do you all see? I'm sure a lot of you all would have seen this on American television. Potato, potato, right? Now, because we have learnt English the British way, we say potato. Potato. So it's potato, not potato. We are going to call it potato. Potato. Amrita says schedule. We're going to tackle those differently because of like those are Americanisms versus English pronunciation. So we don't get into that. But for now, just to give you all a little reference, potato, that's the way we pronounce this. Potato. Next one. Wand. Now, what is wand? Anand, why don't you ask me that question in the question answer session so that let's finish this at one go. So I am paying attention to your questions and I will answer it later. Wand, W-A-N-D is wand. Now you all will ask me, but what is A? A-N-D is and. So shouldn't it be wand? But no, it's not. In English, W-A-N-D is wand. Exactly, Vivek, Harry Potter's wand. Saurabh, it won't be wend. Wend is a completely different word and it's W. So W-V. Kiss are W. So when you're saying W and V, the difference is you bite your V's and you kiss your W's. So when you kiss, you make a certain shape of your mouth, right? So that is the shape that you have to say with W. Next one. Onion. It's onion, not onion. Like, bhaiya mujhe 1 kilo onion dena. It's not onion, it's onion. Onion, not onion. I know a lot of y'all have learned science and y'all might pronounce it as anion because, well, so a good idea to, while you're writing this, is A-N-I-O-N. So that way you don't call it anion. It's onion. The next one is, the next topic that we're going to talk about is pass out. Now we hear this all the time and it's extremely common. It's something that everyone uses. CEOs, big shots, teachers, principals. It's like all over the place. Even people who know English well in India say this. I passed out from college in this or that year. Let's watch this video to understand what the concern with this phrase is.
I passed out of college in 2015. Which year did you pass out of school? Ours was a pass out of 2016. Pass out in English means fainting, becoming unconscious, or being completely drunk. It only means that and nothing else. So, we must be careful when we want to say which year we finished school or college. You do not pass out from school or college. The correct way to say it, I finished school in 2015. I graduated from college in 2015. I got a university degree in 2015. I belong to the class of 2015. Similarly, we should ask, which year did you finish school? When did you graduate? Do you belong to the class of 2016? Remember to use this correctly. Otherwise, you might be telling people in which year you were completely drunk. Learning is more fun when you post on Matra's discussion boards. Get all the practice you want from Matra's MCQ practice banks.
Alright, so now you know what it actually means, where everyone is passing out from college or passing out from wherever that they are passing out. What you're actually saying is, what you're trying to say is that you graduated, but what is coming out of your mouth makes it sound like you're fainting or you're kind of dropping dead, which is not correct. Now, the thing is, we get away with these kind of mistakes in India because everyone understands what we're saying, and these kind of mistakes are often called Indianisms in a fun way. Do you all remember President George Bush? In the US, George Bush was before Obama, right? Now, whenever he did public speaking, he always made silly mistakes. You can go on YouTube and Google and just type the word Bushisms, because that actually became a term, and that's because sometimes they were that funny, where he would just make like these really strange, silly mistakes in spoken English. And this mistake is exactly like that. You'll come across many more such funny things in the course, some of which are an outcome of direct translation from our mother tongue into English. Now let's come to getting your basics right so that you can build on it. A good solid base is important for everything, right? So let's put a little work together in this area of language. All languages have this naming word. Anything is a naming word. Table, box, girl, tree, clock, pen. These are all naming words. Most of our conversations will include something or things. So this is an important part of language because correct usage depends on how it is used. And what do we mean by plurals? Plurals is another word for many. So when we say naming words, table, box, girl, tree, clock, pen, the plurals of these are tables, boxes, girls, trees, clocks, pens. And that is how plurals usually are made, by adding an E or ES to the word. Let's watch a video to understand this concept in English.
Naming words are those which are used for persons, places, things. They can be words like Harsh, Indians, Gurgaon, Kerala, a cat, a pencil, the people, a shelf. As long as any of these words refer to a name, place, animal, or thing, we use them as naming words. So let's look at some more examples. Let's see how we can use these words for people. A cricketer, Manav. Pooja, a Russian, a sister. Some places can be Delhi, home, London, a park. Things, a bag, a bottle, a chair, an umbrella. As long as the naming word is not a name of a person or place, it can become plural, which means many. So, one kite, many kites. One bag, 4 bags. Button becomes buttons. Finger, fingers. Onion becomes onions. All these words take the letter S at the end and become many things. But names like Sachin, India, Simla, Madhya Pradesh can never become plural. So let's say New Delhi is the capital of India. We cannot say many New Delhis or 4 Indias. Names always begin with capital letters, even if they are in the middle of a sentence, and they cannot become plural. So these were some words that took on S. Some naming words take ES, and some words take IES to become plural. Glass, glasses. Church, churches. Brush, brushes. Tax, taxes. Baby, babies. Duty becomes duties. Library, libraries. Theory, theories. You will also find some words which do not change at all when they become plural. Sheep, many sheep. Fish, 5 fish. Hair, hair. Furniture, furniture. Singular and plurals of person, place, thing are very important in English. Practice will help you to make sure you say and write it correctly. All questions are always welcome on Matra's discussion boards. Practice is your best friend. It's also an important Matra mantra.
All right, so let's learn a little more about these naming words. Just so everyone in the batch knows, the Saurav has asked a very good question. We're going to take care of that during the end in the question and answer session. And just so all of you all know, it is not pronunciation, it's pronunciation. Now, this is an important image you will see in many videos because, like I said, every sentence in every language is about a person, place, or thing, or something. And when we speak about something, we cannot keep repeating the name of that thing in every sentence. Let's take an example. The bottle is on the table. The bottle is empty. Please fill the bottle with some water and then give the bottle to me. Notice how we are repeating the naming word bottle every time we are referring to it. This is not needed at all. We can say it once and then replace it with the appropriate word. We have replacement words in all languages. It would be extremely boring for the speaker as well as the reader or listener if they had to keep hearing the same words again and again so many times. The bottle is on the table, the bottle is empty, please fill the bottle with some water and then give the bottle to me. Now let's watch, it just doesn't make sense, right? Let's take an example, right? Ankit, let's take a name from this list, Ankit Rajan. Ankit Rajan is a boy, Ankit Rajan is studious, Ankit Rajan is attending the class. I keep taking his name again and again. It does not sound real, it does not sound like a meaningful, genuine conversation or lines which anyone would usually speak. Let's watch a video and understand how to replace the thing without having to say it again and again.
All naming words can be replaced appropriately with words like I, you, she, he, it, we, they. To make things easier for you, we will make a table in 2 columns. Singular meaning single. So under the singular column we have I, means there is just me, that is one person. You, we are talking about you. You are also just one person. She, he, it. Again, it's one girl or one guy or one thing that we are talking about. That means I, you, she, he, it, or one person, place, thing, all come under the singular column. Now, the next column for plural. Plural means many. We are a group of people, which means we are many people. You all, we are talking about all of you. Again, this means there are many people. They, referring to a group of people again, meaning many people. So these words, we, you all, they, or the persons, places, things, come under the column for many. This is an important table to remember. Memorize it. It will help you improve your English. So, you will see this table throughout this Matra course and will understand its importance. Let's look at some sentences on how these naming words are replaced by I, you, she, he, it, we, they. I am a student. You are my friend. We were neighbors in Pune. The HR manager will make the presentation. She is supposed to be a very nice lady. The conference room is at the end of the corridor. It is a very big one. The trainees will be on probation for 3 months. They will be confirmed after a review. Rajiv got a very good placement. He will join the company in June. The group of friends started a business together. They started a business together. Every sentence that is written or spoken always has a person, place, thing which is talked about. There is also an action word which tells us what the action is and when it happens, and a few more words put together, and the sentence is complete. I drink tea in the morning and read the newspaper. This topic has an interesting game on Matra's discussion boards. Join in to learn and have some nice interactions. Matra MCQ practice banks will give you enough practice to make your language perfect.
So let's go back to the bottle wala sentences that I gave you earlier. The correct way to say these same lines would be, the bottle is on the table. It is empty. Please fill it with some water and then give it to me. So along with this image for naming words, which I had said is you'll see quite often and quite important, the table with replacement words is also very important. Let's take a look at this table, right? It's I, you, he, she or it, we, you all, and they. Now let's give you a small tip here. Think of the formation of this table. It is a table of 2 columns and 3 rows. The first word is first person singular I. मैं अकेला हूं, मैं एक इंसान हूं. I am one person. So I. The next one is you. आप एक इंसान हैं या तुम एक इंसान हो, right? So तुम or you in English is second person singular. The third line is third person singular. He, she or it, right? In Hindi it would be wo, like, so that's all singular. The second column is plurals or many. Now the way this would work is मैं अकेला हूं, हम अकेले हैं, हम becomes we, right? So that's plural. First person plural. Second person plural is आप सब, you all. This is what fits into this column. And the third one, or third person plural, is they, वह सब, right? So they all. Now, if you remember this grid of singular, plural, and first person, second person, and third person, it will help you remember the tips very easily, which you'll be watching in videos in week 2 and week 3. Please watch these videos many times. Practice in the practice banks for the videos on the website, and you will see how easily you're making the base of your language correct, and that too without realizing it. Remember how we did Despacito, right? Just repeated practice in small, easy steps, and before you know it, English will be very, very easy, and you'll be very comfortable with it. So that was a bit about pronunciation and naming words and usage of various words, which you can practice as much as you need to. We'll move away now from concepts to something related to employment and employability. Let's watch a video on professionalism, because sooner or later you'll be looking at a career, and professionalism is very important. Whether you're working for a company or you're going to start your own business, this is something that must be kept in mind from day one.
You must have heard the term being professional. What does it actually mean? Some people think it is about being good at one's job. Others think it is about better degrees or certificates. Some think it is about being well dressed. Being professional simply means all this and much more. Why is it important to be professional? And how can you be one? Let's understand this so that people in your workplace will consider you a professional from day one. Who is a professional? Someone with specialized knowledge? Yes. A person who is competent and reliable, ensures deadlines are met, and will update if they cannot be done. A professional is honest and truthful. The person builds a reputation with these qualities and can be trusted at all times. Professionals do not make excuses. They have a positive outlook and are always looking for solutions to problems. Some more distinct characteristics to spot a thorough professional are: accountability, will take responsibility for actions and will be a good team player. Respect for everyone around, no matter how stressful situations can be. A professional will always be on time. It is a simple way to show responsibility and commitment. Appropriately dressed and well-groomed at all times. This brings out more self-confidence to gain more respect. Now that you know the distinct qualities one must possess to be professional, pay attention to each of these points to become a more valuable employee. Here are a few more tips to help you. Be completely honest. Evaluate job offers thoroughly before you commit. Once you commit, do not back out. So, even if you get a better offer, stick to your commitment. To avoid a situation like this, you should follow up on your other job applications and then make a firm commitment. Aim to be a professional even before you take up a job. It will take you a long way in your career and you will have an edge over a lot of people. Join in the conversations on Matra's discussion boards. This is a lot of practice by itself. Download Matra's printable handout for more detailed tips.
Professionalism is an important skill in today's workplace, and this is regardless of your age. The best way for someone to act professionally is to learn it as early as possible. So it's an advantage for you if you start practicing this now itself. But you're going to say, Acha, but how am I going to practice this? I'm still a student. Where is the opportunity? True. We'll come to this in a bit. Before that, professionalism is something that you will learn most in real life situations. But you can always be aware and keep your eyes open to learn about it and put it into practice. This is your commitment to excellence and integrity. Now, all these things mentioned in the video are soft skills that will make you more confident and make you a thorough professional. Commitment, honesty, positive attitude, accountability, respect, the importance of time, your grooming, which is how you present yourself, how you dress. All these things will help you be professional in all that you do, even as a student. The tips that we just saw in the video are probably things that you've heard for the first time where professionalism is concerned. About professionalism, lots of people have lots of things to say, but they never tell you how to be professional. They just say be professional, right? So this video is actually helpful in telling you how to actually achieve that. Your behavior and attitude will make you a successful student beyond your marks. Academic performance is important, but it is not the only thing in the world. Very often, it is not in the textbook, or it is not what is in the textbook that will take you ahead in real life. So what would you need to do to come across as a total professional? And you can begin on this today, even as a student. This is irrespective of which year you're in. Even if your first resume is going to go out only 3 years later. How? Let's look at your college as a place of work from time to time. Enjoy your college. You go to the canteen, you do masti, obviously after COVID is over. But at the same time, you can sometimes think about it as though you're working in that college, right? And this will help you put professionalism into practice. Let's take a look at a couple of things, right? The first thing is time management. If you're normally late for everything, start working on it now. Use the opportunities given to you by your college to improve on that, like attending class on time, submitting assignments on time. In fact, submit the reading assignment of this week on the Matra website before your deadline. That will be a great start. Being on time, in turn, will show how committed you are. The next is integrity, and integrity means honesty. It's an important value to have. When you're honest, it reflects in your eyes and it shows in your body language. It makes the other person trust in you. All of this together shows your attitude, a positive attitude and a positive outlook. And that is very important because it also shows who you are. Let's put these work ethics in place right away and you'll see that the professional in you now itself. Now this video has a very good printable handout. Please look at that on the website. It is filled with even more tips. Please put them to use because the only way to remember these things is to actually practice them in real life. It is not mushkil, it is not namumkin. Doing this from now itself will give you a great advantage going ahead. Now, time for our today's MCQ practice session based on the videos that we have watched together. I'm going to paste the link in the chat box for you. And you all know how this works. So click on the link, make sure that the information that you put in is correct. And as always, your section 1 is your personal information. The important part for attendance is your classroom code, which is 08 YF201. I've put both the pieces of information in the chat box so you can directly access it from there. Just to let you all know, you put in the wrong details, you'll not get attendance. If you're in the wrong batch, you'll not get attendance. You put in the wrong classroom code, you'll not get attendance. So please make sure that you're checking each and every piece of information you're putting in. From the drop-down list, choose your college, choose your branch, choose your semester, right? All the information once you have verified and is correct, at that point, click next. Once again, your classroom code is 08YF201. As soon as you hit submit, you'll get the score in your email address. And when I say start, there'll be a timer on the screen for 20 minutes. Okay. So let's start. Your 20 minutes start now. Once again, I've put in the classroom code and I've put in the link for those of you who have just joined. Niraj, what do you mean the link is not working properly? Please put it in the chat box and let me know what problem you're facing so then accordingly I can help you. Fantastic job, Sonam. Just hold on, go drink chai and come back while the others are finishing their test. Let's not disturb them. Let's make sure that we are kind of helping them. Yeah. Miraj Alam, if you don't tell me what is not working, I'll not be able to help you. That's 15 minutes done. Manish, very good. Saurabh, fantastic job. Ankit, very good. Go drink chai and come back. Do not leave the class. We still have a couple of things to do. And once we're done, I'll let you all know. But for now, please come back. Miraj, when you say the question page is not opening, what you need to do is access the link using your registered email address. Once you have your registered email address, click on the link I have provided. If you want, I will paste it again for you. Okay, I've pasted it again for you. I'm putting in the classroom code as well. So please put in the correct details. You still have time. Don't worry. But please make sure that you're putting in the information. Amrita, Gautam Singh, very, very good. Manish Kumar, I think I already said Manish Kumar. Yeah, but fantastic job. So clearly, my session is making sense, and the Matra way of learning is actually helping you, where your scores are reflecting that you're doing very, very well. I'm also going to pat myself on my back and say, thank you, मेरे बदौलत आपको अच्छे score मिल रहे हैं. So don't worry, it's a joke. It's all your hard work. Chotu Kumar, the assignment link on website is very different from what we're doing here. So you're going to have to do this separately. This is for a different exercise. Your assignment link on the website will open when it's due for you to do. Tech Rohit, thank you. Pankaj Kumar, do not do things like these. Do not share things with people. Very good, Amrit. Very, very good. जिनका हो गया है जाके चाय पी के आ जाइए. We are going to start again in 12 minutes. So I don't want Gutli buzz. I want people all to be there so that we can do the reading assignment together. Uzma, you're in the wrong class. You've clicked on the wrong link. Uzma, please join the correct class. You're in the wrong class right now. If you submit attendance here or you submit your MCQ practice here, you will not receive attendance. Please go back to the other classroom. The link, I got the mail for this class today. Okay, so in which case I don't know which classroom you're supposed to be in. Please follow your email. Please follow the link that you receive in the email. Your practice session link is here, and your classroom code is this. Please make sure that you're putting it in.
Who Uzma, you are in the wrong classroom. You're not supposed to be in this classroom. I don't know why you have joined this classroom. The link has been sent to you. I just checked back end and you are in the other batch that you've put. Please join that classroom. You would have got the email for that. You will not get attendance in this class. I'm sorry. No, you couldn't have got it. I've just checked all the records back end and you're very much in the other classroom. Somebody else must have forwarded you this mail. You're not supposed to be in this class. Please go back to your email and join that class. Don't create confusion for everybody. Follow your rules. Don't get agitated. You will get your emails. Please follow your own links from the email which has been sent to you. Thank you.
So basically, everyone's getting like really good scores in the practice MCQ. So I'm very, very happy. I'm very proud of you guys. It shows that you all are paying attention and you are understanding the concepts, because once you've understood the concepts, it's easier to answer the MCQs and the practice sessions.
For students of Purnia College, I want to tell you that you all are in 2 different batches. So please follow the email link which has been sent to your email. Don't share your email links with each other. You all will land up in the wrong batch and you will not get attendance. So please follow the link which has been sent to you in your own email. Just because your friend in your college, in your class has got another link doesn't mean that you are in the same batch. You might be in a different batch. So my request to you again is please follow the link sent to you in your email address. Thank you.
Shiv Shankar, very good. 28 on 30. You all are doing really well. And I'm very, very proud of all of you guys. We have another 8 minutes or 9 minutes. अगर चाय जल्दी उसमें होता है, go drink chai and come back. I don't want people falling asleep in my session. Time up. All right. I hope all your scores. Once again, please don't put the question in the chat. We will ask your question at the question and answer session time, and we will answer your question then. Right? All right. So for those of you all who have managed to submit it, I hope you have put in the correct details. In the email, in your email, you should receive your answers, and it will also highlight the areas where you have made a mistake. So you can go back into the Matra website and you can do your practice or practice sessions there. Your attendance sheet will be sent to your college. So I hope you've submitted this practice exercise, as it will be considered for your attendance. The link to the form will close at the end of the lecture. So if you miss it, you will not get your attendance. Ankit Rajan, I'm thankful for your assistance, but just hold off. We will answer Satyam's answer later, or Satyam's question later. All right. Now, where you need more practice? Your scores will show you this, right? Now, as mentioned in lecture 1A, we're going to practice the reading assignment of week 1 together. This is going to be today's activity. Now, some of you might have already practiced this on the audio guide, with the audio guide on the Matra website, but today we'll be doing it together so that you'll be confident with enough practice to submit the assignment on the website. Let's listen to the audio guide, which you can also access for this assignment on the website.
Swachh Bharat is a great initiative by the government. However, The responsibility to achieve it lies with us. We should first stop throwing garbage outside, and then we should tell everyone who litters public places, stop, please don't do that. We should be honest to ourselves and practice this simple step. A clean country makes a green environment. It also instills a feeling of honor and pride among the citizens.
All right. Now let's take each sentence. I will read the sentence. Please repeat after me. Keep your mics off and read after I finish each sentence. Swachh Bharat is a great initiative by the government. Repeat. Note the pronunciation of the word government. People say government, government. No, it's government. N is silent, so it's government. For pronunciation, you can go back to the pronunciation video in week 1 or the audio guide on the website and practice these words. Next sentence of the paragraph is, however, the responsibility to achieve it lies with us. Repeat. Next sentence. We should first stop throwing garbage outside. And then we should tell everyone who litters public places, stop. Please don't do that. I hope you are repeating after me. You notice how the dialogue is said with expression, stop. Please don't do that. Okay, next sentence. We should be honest to ourselves and practice this simple step. Repeat. Notice the word honest. It begins with H, but with H, it does not have the sound H. We don't say honest, we say honest. H is silent, it's honest. Next sentence. A clean country makes a green environment. Repeat. Again, here the word is environment, not environment, not environment, it's environment. Next sentence. It also instills a feeling of honor and pride among the citizens. Repeat. Again, over here, the word honor, the first letter is H, but the H is silent, so it won't be heard. We say honor, not honor. We'll be doing more silent letters together next week, in the next session, which is lecture 2A. Now, the full audio guide on the website has all the keywords separately after the paragraph. Please pay attention to each one when you listen to it. Now, you'll also notice that when I'm speaking, Saurav, as mentioned, we will answer your question at the end when we're doing the question answer session. So you'll have to be a little patient. All right. Now, you'll notice that there is a pattern when we speak or read. The words go up or down. And you can see in the first 2 sentences with the arrows on each word. Swachh Bharat is a great initiative by the government. However, the responsibility to achieve it lies with us. This pattern of sounds that we make going up or down is called intonation. And this is what makes our speech different along with expression. Now let's understand this better with another example. Right? Hi, what's up? I missed my first lecture because I overslept. My parents got very upset with me and I got a firing from the teacher too. Did you hear that? Now let's say it differently and note how the words move up and down like the arrows show. Hi, what's up? I missed my first lecture because I overslept. My parents got very upset with me and I got a firing from the teacher too. You notice how at the end of each sentence, at the full stop, the arrow always comes down. you can also hear it in my voice that the sentence is over. I missed my first lecture because I overslept. My parents got very upset with me and I got a firing from the teacher too. When we ask a question, the tone must go up. What's up? What's your name? Where are you going? Intonation is an important part of speaking well, and we do it in all languages and we don't even realize it, which is how it should be. We must be aware of it so that our language and reading get even better. Now, going back to practicing our reading paragraph again. Since you have understood intonation, pay attention to my reading and focus on it. Let's do this paragraph again together the same way. I will say the sentence and you repeat after me. Also, pay attention to the pronunciation of the words I mentioned and the silent letters. Let's start. Okay. Swachh Bharat is a great initiative by the government. Repeat. However, the responsibility to achieve it lies with us. Repeat. We should first stop throwing garbage outside. And then we should tell everyone who litters public places, stop. Please don't do that. We should be honest to ourselves and practice this simple step. A clean country makes a green environment. It also instills a feeling of honor and pride among the citizens. Now, we'll focus a bit on speech and pronunciation. In English, each word is broken down into parts and then pronounced, like initiative. That's 5 parts. You'll notice that there is a stress on one part of every word. Here, it's on the second I. Initiative. So it'll be initiative. But it's 5 parts. Initiative. Similarly, government. Government has 3 parts. Government. Remember, the N is silent. It's not government. It's government. And the stress is on the first part, which is gov. Let's say this together. Government. Once again, government. Next word, responsibility. Responsibility. 6 parts. Responsibility. So your stress over here is on pon. Responsibility. Repeat. Responsibility. Next one, garbage. Now you'll say B-A-G is bag, so B-A-G is baggy. So then this should be garbaggy. No, in English, as I said, pronunciation you'll only get familiar with once you get to know the words. It's garbage. 2 parts, garbage. And the stress here is on the first part. Last word is environment. Now, environment has 3 parts. Environment, right? I made it sound like 4 parts, but no, it's actually 3 parts. Environment. We don't split up the on and the ment. Again, N is silent, so this does not become environment. It becomes environment. Stress on the second part, via. Environment. Now, in our mother tongue, we don't have this thing of breaking up words into parts and putting stress on one part. When we say big words like mahatvapurna, we say it without putting any stress on any part. Mahatvapurna. Do we say mahatvapurna or do we say mahatvapurna? Do you hear a stress in any such thing? No, right? Exactly, Manish. Intonation occurs in every language subconsciously. But when you're learning a new language, you need to be aware of that intonation, or you need to be aware of how that intonation works. And that's the point I'm trying to make. In Hindi or our mother tongue, we don't have a concept of putting stress when we're pronouncing words. we say the whole word together, mahatvapurna, correct? But in English, the word gets pronounced by breaking it up into parts and applying stress on certain parts, or usually one part of that word. And that is how it works in English, or that is how it's broken up in English. Now, this third round of practice, what I want to do is this time we'll read the full paragraph together. I will read and you will also read along with me. Please make sure your mics are off. So let's begin this round of reading together. Pay attention to the pauses, the intonation, the dialogue, and the pronunciation as you read with me. Let's begin. Swachh Bharat is a great initiative by the government. However, the responsibility to achieve it lies with us. We should first stop throwing garbage outside. And then we should tell everyone who litters public places, stop, please don't do that. We should be honest to ourselves and practice this simple step. A clean country makes a green environment. It also instills a feeling of honor and pride among the citizens. All right, one last time, chalo, one last time, so that practice makes you perfect, and then you'll be ready for the online assignment. Everyone repeat after me, or read together, sorry. Swachh Bharat is a great initiative by the government. However, the responsibility to achieve it lies with us. We should first stop throwing garbage outside, and then we should tell everyone who litters public places, stop, please don't do that. We should be honest to ourselves and practice this simple step. A clean country makes a green environment. It also instills a feeling of honor and pride among the citizens. Right? So now you're fully prepared with a lot of practice to submit your first reading assignment on the website for week 1. There is a similar reading assignment every week till week 4 on the website. You can practice each of them just like the way we have done today before you submit it for self-practice. This is a very good way to get better at speaking and reading. I also hope you're managing to do your 20 seconds every day to get your public speaking confidence. All these little exercises will help you get better with your language muscles, so keep working at them. Now, time for some tips. I'd like to share some tips with you with regards to getting better in English. Listening, speaking, reading, and writing are the 4 aspects that you need to work on to improve your language. And here's a few tips to make you a better reader. Reading is an important part of improving language skills. Work on your pronunciation. Follow the 20-second a day tip from Matra for public speaking. It's only 20 seconds. You'll notice the difference very, very evidently. Do all the reading assignments on the website like the one we practiced today. There are shadow speech and read and repeat videos which will also help you to read aloud the sentences. Find reading material on topics which are of interest to you. That way it won't be work or you won't get bored. Google Auntie has the answer to everything, right? So you can look up articles, you can look up news, you can look up stories, you can look up short stories. There's lots of stuff that Google Auntie provides if you ask for the right thing. And reading aloud always helps. You can hear yourself. You get more comfortable with hearing yourself speak in the language. And you will find that you will gain confidence in going to the next step, which is speaking at ease. And this brings us to the last segment of the session, question and answer time. Now, let's answer Saurav Kumar before he gets upset with me, right? Saurav, you had asked me, if memory serves me right. Sorry, just give me a minute. I'm just pulling up the questions that I have been making a note of. Okay. So Saurav asked me, what is the benefit of speaking correct pronunciation if major people can't understand? Now, Saurav, the benefit of correct pronunciation, first answer for you is there is a difference between pronunciation and accent. I'm not saying anyone needs to change their accent because as Indians, we naturally have a certain accent, which is fine. Pronunciation, however, cleans up your language and makes you appear more
competent. It makes you seem like, gives the impression of you being able, you being confident, you being a committed person who knows his subject matter. And that is the kind of impression that we want to give our future employers. That is the kind of impression we want to give to other people who are part of our business, who are part of our community, our circle, right? Which is why we're always insisting, please make sure that the pronunciation is correct. Also, there is the aspect of, how do I say, impression. I think we did this in the last session where we were saying, now, suppose I were talking to you all in Hindi and I were to say something like, Mahabharata is a beautiful epic, right? Now, as an Indian, I know it's Mahabharata, it's not Mahabharata, right? Immediately in your head, you're like, acha, Gora aa gaya. Because that is the impression that you're making in your head because of an incorrect pronunciation. Or if I were to go down and be like, Baya, please aage say right, or something of that kind. Again, your first impression is this is a Firang who has come from abroad and can't speak Hindi properly and has learnt it here, right? That is the impression that you're already building based on pronunciation. Chances are I'm someone who's born and raised in India, just that, well, I have a parent who's not, right? So impression has a big role to play. Another question that was asked was how to pronounce. Anand Kishore asked how to pronounce right and right. Both of them are pronounced exactly the same way, right and right. It is the meaning and where it's to be used that is the question. This is exactly like career. There are very minor differences. If you know those differences, you'd be able to apply it there and there. These are some things that we're going to be tackling or addressing in the future sessions. Okay, so we can take care of that then. Do anyone else have any questions for me? Yes, Adarsh, I call her Google Auntie because when you turn on maps, she's forever talking on the side, and half the times you don't want to listen to her, and she's giving wrong directions, which is why I call her Google Auntie. Any other questions? All right, if there are no more questions for me, like I mentioned earlier, please apna photo dalo. Please don't put a picture of a flower or a rose. This is not social media. This is a professional website, and your certificate is going to be based on that website, on your picture that is on the website. So please put a professional picture